There's a near-mythic power in the story of a billionaire dynasty so secretive, so insulated, that even Elon Musk can't get in the same room with them. For someone who's talked with presidents, kings, and industry tycoons, Musk's inability to even step foot on their estates or shake their hands is a testament to how jealously these people guard their privacy and power. And while some names, Bezos, Gates, or even Musk, are plastered across the tabloids, these German dynasties weave a totally different narrative. You won't find viral interviews, million-like tweets, or yacht selfies on Instagram. In fact, their ability to become invisible is their greatest strength, shielding both their legacies and the vast empires they control. Germany's richest families don't just avoid publicity, they make erasing their digital footprint an obsession. There's something compelling, almost cinematic, about fortunes so immense they steer continental economies, yet the people behind them could quite literally sit beside you unnoticed. Their empires stretch across continents, managing brands and companies that have become global staples. But the faces, names, and even the addresses involved are hidden behind an ever-renewing maze of shell companies, vaults, proxy trusts, and severe non-disclosure agreements. What struck me from this exploration wasn't just the dollar amounts involved, but how secrecy itself has become an art, the ultimate flex in a world where everyone else is chasing clout. Now let's deep dive, really beginning with the Schaefer family, a name that, unless you're a hardcore business historian, probably would never ping your radar. They built their legacy from the nuts and bolts of the automotive world, starting shortly after World War II in a modest Bavarian town. What began as a small machinery business would soon break through with one clever innovation: a cage-guided needle roller bearing that revolutionized car engines, first for Mercedes, BMW, and Volkswagen, then for automakers worldwide. By positioning themselves at the center of Europe's post-war industrial renaissance, the Schaefers turned their engineering ingenuity into an empire that now threads through nearly every modern vehicle. What truly captured me wasn't just the rise of their business, but the way the family kept ironclad control through every storm. When patriarch Georg Schaefer passed away, leadership passed seamlessly. First to his widow, Maria Elizabeth, who with no formal business experience masterminded billion-dollar deals, and then to their son. They survived the economic chaos of the 2008 crash, having just bet $12 billion on the acquisition of Continental AG, deftly restructuring and growing stronger through adversity. Now worth around $8.5 billion, the Schaefers don't live like other billionaires. Their estate, a Bavarian palace in every sense, hides gold-plated chandeliers and marble halls, while their fleet of luxury cars, some fitted with custom, diamond-stitched seats, often contain parts made by their own companies. Like a shadow aristocracy, their Christmas parties are NDA protected. No phones allowed, the invitation list as exclusive as it gets. Select billionaires, royalty, but never a tabloid in sight. Today, the family leans heavily into future tech, pouring their wealth into electric and self-driving vehicles, sure to shape the next era of mobility. But just as you start to grasp the iron-willed tradition of the Schaefer dynasty, let's shift the lens to another flavor of German secrecy: the Plattner family, and especially Hasso Plattner. While American tech moguls have their faces projected larger than life, Hasso quietly founded SAP, the hidden bloodstream of global enterprise computing. Here is a man whose software runs over 400,000 firms worldwide, across 180 countries, and yet you'd be hard-pressed to pick him out of a crowd. Plattner's own private world is just as rarefied: a lakeside estate near Potsdam with bulletproof glass, bedrooms fit for royals, and a garage of custom yachts. His main house features its own spa and a $3 million music chamber, while in Berlin, Paris, and Cape Town, he owns penthouses designed by world-class architects. He travels on a custom $65 million Gulfstream G650 jet, where even the artwork on board features priceless paintings, and guests are protected by layers of biometric security. But the Plattner family story isn't just luxury for luxury's sake. There's a philosophy of control and curation, private underground art vaults, secret charitable foundations, funneling millions into cutting-edge medical technology and climate research. the Hasso-Plattner Institute is quietly churning out the next generation of Europe's top engineers. Every member of their household, every employee, even pilots and caterers are sworn under airtight contracts, guaranteeing the Plattner name will never become tabloid fodder. They take privacy to the molecular level, tracking their digital footprints as ruthlessly as any state intelligence agency. Yet, the apex of hidden wealth and power belongs to a lineage most shoppers know by another name: Aldi. The Albrecht family, whose grocery empire now spans much of the Western world, including Trader Joe's, controls a fortune north of $50 billion. This isn't just a story about corporate dominance. It's the ultimate case study in the power of silence. After Theo Albrecht's headline-grabbing kidnapping in 1971, the entire family retreated from public life. Photos vanished, news appearances stopped, and every executive function shifted to a world run on encrypted phones, anonymous trust companies, and private aliases. You can walk into any Aldi or Trader Joe's today, pass a dozen staffers, and not one will ever know the true power behind the brand. Behind the high walls of their estates, you'll find rare art, vintage wines, hidden rooms, and a car collection that borders on the obsessive, bespoke Maybachs, vintage Mercedes, and custom Porsches. Their luxury jets and limousines are protected by lifetime NDAs. No phones, no leaks, no evidence. Even their social events run with military-grade security, Michelin-starred chefs, and zero risk of an Instagram post. What's extraordinary is the third generation has quietly stepped in, expanding Aldi through international holding structures, funneling profits to untitled charities and nameless foundations. For the Albrechts, withdrawal isn't about fear, it's about insulation and the creation of a world entirely on their own terms. But dynastic secrecy isn't always about corporate facelessness. The Quandt family exemplifies automotive power done with utter discretion. Holding nearly half the shares of BMW, their influence is worth over $38 billion. Descended from Herbert Quandt, the man who essentially saved BMW, Stefan Quandt and his sister Suzanne live behind fortified mansions and even a restored medieval castle, featuring secret vaults, temperature-controlled wine libraries, and a car collection curated like a private museum. Stefan not only designs his own high-performance BMW concept cars, but flies in a Bombardier private jet upholstered by the same craftsmen that supply Rolls-Royce. Their $80 million Mediterranean yacht makes silent port calls where paparazzi would never dare, and the Swiss Alps are their annual hideaway, renting entire chalets for weeks-long retreats. The legacy is guarded not only by security, but by policy. Quandt family children even attend schools where faculty must sign confidentiality agreements. It wouldn't be a German billionaire saga without mention of the Wirth family, experts at quietly flipping hardware into high art and vast fortune. Taking over a modest screw shop as a teenager, Reinhold Wirth spent years on the road, building relationships and reading markets before scaling his family operation into a multinational empire. Their estate is both headquarters and a working art museum, with a collection of over 18,000 masterpieces and a billion-dollar climate-controlled bunker beneath their home. Reinhold's 85-meter yacht, Vibrant Curiosity, epitomizes the quiet splendor. Gym, helipad, and a design that catches the eye of the global elite, but not the public. Even their philanthropy is shrouded in anonymity, with gifts routed through silent foundations that avoid the self-celebration common elsewhere. For the Wirths, privacy is a principle as sacred as profit and just as powerful. Lastly, there's Klaus Michael Kühne and the shipping juggernaut of the Kühne family, masters of the world's logistics arteries. Transforming a local freight operation into a centerpiece of global trade, Kühne plus Nagel today shapes the flow of food, goods, and commerce globally. Yet, despite a personal fortune just shy of $40 billion, public details about their residences and lifestyle are nearly impossible to find. Their properties, hedged off and protected by layers of security, are whispered about more like state secrets than real estate layouts. Employees, pilots, guests all operate under a code of silence. For the Kühnes, it's not about being envied, but simply being out of reach. With every continent relying on their network, Their true advantage isn't just wealth, but the total invisibility of their day-to-day lives. What arises from this world isn't just a portrait of unimaginable wealth, but a living lesson in the power of silence and disguise. These families have refined secrecy from a defense into a luxury of its own. In an age when everyone else craves attention and validation, they have proven that the ultimate form of power may be the ability to vanish at will, shielded by armies of lawyers, trust managers, and a culture engineered around discretion. Their art collections, cars, and estates aren't just trophies, they're armor, protecting them from scrutiny, jealousy, and even threats born from the past. Some, like the Quants, still grapple with legacies of wartime controversy, their philanthropy as much atonement as celebration. In this journey, part of me feels a strange respect, not for the amounts of wealth on display, but for the simplicity of the underlying principle. Safety and sovereignty matter more than the lure of global fame. Where most tech billionaires chase followers and launch podcasts, Germany's dynasties double down on invisible power, ensuring the companies that fuel our economies and stock our fridges remain untainted by public drama and detached from the cult of personality. So, as the world gossips about who Musk or Zuckerberg are talking to this week, know that somewhere behind vaults, NDAs, and digital shadows, the real titans are operating out of sight. Their stories may never fill a tabloid, but their decisions quietly shape what we drive, how we shop, and how the world moves each day. If ultimate wealth is measured in freedom from the gaze of others, then these families truly sit atop the throne, unseen, unheard, but always pulling the levers behind the curtain. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more such content.